Good morning. Pardon me for beginning my speech by a quote said by Ronald Reagan, an esteemed US president. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Politics is the pillar of society over which rests the slab of liberty, equality, secularity, and freedom of speech, laid block by block, side by side, reinforced with a common material, the people. This notion is the responsibility of the government to work for the people who elected them. Politicians often iterate in their cliched speeches that they will form a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That has now become the most boring and discouraging definition of democracy. Unlike China and Russia, who sit on the throne of the First World and Second World, where politics purports to the government solely ruled by communist parties, occasionally backed by military forces, we are fortunate to have secular aspects in our politics. But hey, let us not shoot arrows in the dark and analyze for facts, because a healthy government is driven by a healthy democracy, which in turn needs healthy politics. So the following fact checks on politics is majorly seen in most countries, although not in its entirety, but enough to make us ponder and critique over them. Fact check 1. Politics is a war and not for the faint-hearted ones. Now, when I say war, remember, there are no arms, no ammunitions, and no kinds of bloodshed, unless people don't hurl shoes at charity in the parliament. It is a war of words, expressions, and no confidence movements pass between the majority and opposition. The fact that this war refrained common people from participating in politics is because they value their lives more than reputation, and so they deem it unwise to enter into it. Fact check 2. Means of earning a huge fortune. They say if you really want to earn lump sum of riches, you either seek a career into an entertainment industry or rather become a politician. That is one serious accusation, but it is true. Now, I'm not going to quote any facts or stories here in order to justify my statement, because we are all aware of those methods of making money, right? So to fact check 3. Politicians, having got the power, seek to rule over the state where it is expected of them to offer modesty of a true leader. But what most of them offers is tyranny. Let us all not forget Adolf Hitler, although a man of religious beliefs, a motivational speaker, a true leader who envisioned Germany's transformation from World War ruins to a superpowered nation, but just because of his one mad ambition to eradicate Jewish people and surmount Nazi rule, deemed him to be another atrocious and false leader, and that is why his name is encountered amongst the influential politicians' Hall of Fame. Fact check 4. Politics is a marathon, not for the youth and educated to participate in. Now, this is really daunting, but true in its sense. People with high education do not see politics as a fitting and lucrative career. Last year, we all witnessed activities of some political amendments that unfolded student protest into limelight, because we know the day educated people, especially young blood, decide to take matters into their hands, that is when we see start of a revelation. Fact check 5. Nepotism. Not again, right? It is everywhere these days. Sports, film industries, etc. In past, there were some great political leaders who went on to form a good government. They had their time to showcase their jobs, they did it, and they left it for a new contender to claim it. But such things are hardly imminent these days, because politicians today are obsessed with retention of power, money, and fame and passing it on to their heir. Muammar Gaddafi, who ruled Libya for more than 40 years, later got assassinated for his oppressive actions and repercussions, which the country still reaps today. Peace, harmony, settlement, nourishing the poor, love for animals, global implication of pollution and its control, preserving the ecosystem, free and compulsory education for all. Why don't politicians talk of this? Why does it have to be digitization amidst unemployment, famine and hunger? Why does it have to be smart city rather than alert, healthy and crime-free city? Why does it have to be false promises to earn public support and votes? And even so, are people reluctant to choose hypocrisy over righteousness? Even Plato once said, "The ballot is stronger than the bullet." Martin Luther King Jr. addressed in one of his speeches, "Our life begins to end the day we become silent about the things that matter." So we must decide, are we to be ever silent, or are we to take the freedom of speech and right to information ahead with us? Because if we don't, no one else will. Thank you for listening. Stay healthy, stay safe. Jai Hind.